Greetings from the almost middle of the woods. I'm along a bike trail I like to ride out on. Um, and really the only one that I know in the area because I'm new to the whole bike thing, but it's very lovely. Anyway, um, the other day I decided to come back out. As I rode through here, apart from a couple of farms in this thinner part. It does get thicker over that way. I looked on the satellite. Uh, anyway, I was riding through here the other day, and sorry about my shots being unsteady. I'm actually trying to look to see if I can see anything out in the woods while I'm shooting. But I had the idea for a video, and I know a lot of people out there because I see the comments on assorted places online all the time about connecting with nature. And I'm not going to say fairies because, well, I think the word's gotten around that really needs to be something taken rather seriously if you want to attempt it. Granted, I didn't know that down where I grew up when I decided to be neighborly toward whom and whatever we shared our land with. I have since learned I probably should have been just a little more cautious, but I had not gotten that far in my studies and experiences yet. But getting back to this place, I was riding my bike through, and I hadn't noticed it the first time I had ridden through this area, but coming back, and who knows, for all I know, maybe it was just the whole vibe and energies of the place might have dipped that first time through, because things do ebb and flow. And I was riding back through this most recent trip, and I noticed the energy of this place. It has a presence out here. When you see it on the map, it's not that big. I mean, it's quite a sizable stretch of woods, but when you're actually looking at the satellite, it's not that big for the total area, but it's got a feel. And for those of you that might wonder what that kind of feel is, I don't know how much is me getting used to the feel and vibrations, and how much is my natural empathic leanings. Not empathetic, empathic. They are two entirely different things. But yeah, I'm just starting to learn that my entire life I have actually had psychic type abilities, and I've had a few other experiences. Anyhow, getting back on track. So, as I was saying, I don't know if it's me just getting used to being able to feel the energies of a place, and how much is just my natural inclinations toward it. But anyway, this place definitely has, especially this thicker part, what it feels like through here, which is totally different than just down the path where I've come from. This spot right here, it feels heavy. And this is where you start having to debunk your own thoughts and everything, and like, is it just the way the trees are layered, the way the path comes comes through the hill like this, I don't know. So you have to kind of always stay aware of your own emotions and mental state for this, and just sort of pause and feel. But I know sometimes people will mention how they'll find a spot. It could be a house, a building, and they'll just feel a little uneasy. And I can tell you from experience that as we start to like pick up on the energies of a place, there is a weird sort of just like physical response that comes along with it. And it's sort of a disconcerting. Sorry, I was trying to find the words and make sure that was a person on a bike coming down the trail and not something spooky. Which, the last time I was out here, I almost think I might have seen something out in the woods, but I was in the mindset of maybe there could be, so it could have been a stump. Also, I was moving on my bike, so there was no chance of going back to see what in the world it was. But it is definitely someone on a bicycle. But yeah, if I lived in these parts, I would always be out in these woods, just because it feels like what I'm used to. Part of me is almost tempted to like stop this person and ask them if they've ever seen anything riding through here. And cut. Jump cut. We're back. I let the biker guy through. But as I was saying, I would be out here all the time, because down my family home, while we had it, this feels similar. Like there is definitely a bit of presence here. Like you can just, it feels a little heavy. It feels, especially the more you start trying to get the feel for a place, places can start noticing you back. And it feels a little bit lighter up here. Like they're back the other way. I'm gonna have to pay attention. Definitely seems like the feeling this place has is a little bit heavier back there, but I mean, and it would not surprise me at all if there are people who just like hike through the woods, or people are out here hunting, that it would not surprise me if there are not a few people who, at least over time, have had some sort of experience out here. Maybe, saw a shadow or shape off in the distance. They're not quite sure if it was them, or if it really was something. And I have actually seen things that were there but not there, and I will share that tale on a later video. But yeah, this is definitely a place that has presence. And now, can I say that there are necessarily any, and there probably are, manner of entities? I could say fae. The term is applicable to so much. I like to just sometimes go with liminal entities. Most likely. This definitely has life here, and I think what I'm probably noticing more, for those of you who might not know the term yet, I'm about to use it. Genius, yeah, I think it is. Genius loci, which are spirits of place, where I don't know. I mean, they're kind of hard to explain. Because is it a sentient entity in and of itself that resides in a place, or are they a spirit that is the embodiment of the entire, like, of all the life that comprises an area? That, and then does all that life, then whatever that spirit is, still, just as a result of all of that life energy, still gain sentience? So I don't know, they're definitely an interesting thing to think about in places like this. But yeah, so I just wanted to come out, shoot some video, and if you have like parks and nature trails and you would want, I mean, safe places that you could try connecting, I mean, you can use little, I don't like saying offering just because it's just tied with like so much with like worship and everything, but to just be friendly, neighborly, and just acknowledge them. Just little treats, snacks, an apple, just, honey. I've left mead where I grew up. I had a stand of trees that, just apart from all of our land, just felt really different. Kind of like this, just on a bit of a smaller scale. But I would use coconut halves, and I would use those because they were natural and I didn't have to worry about them just being, rubbish that I just left laying back there. And I didn't do it that regularly. I would go visit, and if I thought to take something to leave out there, I would. But yeah, if you've got trails like this and you can find like a little place, especially those of you who might live in cities or not have like access to your own land and everything to connect with, you can just work with the overall nature that's around you. I mean, even the trees in your neighborhood are a part of a wider world. I mean, it doesn't seem that way because one person's yard, that person's yard, but the planet itself doesn't really care about property lines and maps. So but yeah, it's just the little steps you take that just acknowledgement can it can really surprise you with the things that can start happening, because when you make that connection, and then whatever force, spirit, essence it is that notices you back will start sometimes noticing you back. And I mean, it's fun. You can have some like weird little coincidences that pop up and while are a little too coincidental, and now I'm kind of back in the spot that I was in, and no, there is definitely I don't know, presence here. And like I said, I can't really, what if I feel right now? It doesn't necessarily feel sentient. Okay, that's a squirrel. Just making sure, because I have seen disembodied shadows go through treetops and stuff before, and there was absolutely nothing there. But that was just a squirrel, so. But anybody watching this, if you want to like really scrutinize it and see if I did pick up anything, feel free to let me know. But yeah, there's, I don't know, the energy right in the spot is to the point where it kind of feels like pressure on either side of my head. And another jump cut. Yeah, as I was saying, this specific spot right here, and I'm pacing back through just to see if I still feel the same sensation. And just as a side note, and I'll probably mention this quite often, places that you think might be haunted or to some degree, or sometimes that feeling, even if you watch every now and then a ghost show or something, like you will feel just a pressure, kind of like the change in altitude, where like you'll feel it in your ears and it'll almost seem like it's going to hurt, but there's never any pain. It's just that's almost what I'm feeling right here. And I really say that's probably just, at the very least, just something with the energy of this spot right here. But yeah, this is definitely an interesting spot, and I will, I think once in a while I'll probably, well, I will probably ride my bike here, although just right about here is, from where I live, this is about where my battery is starting to become questionable as if I'm going to make it home with the assistance of my bike, or if I'm going to be pedaling that beast that I have back home the last couple of miles, and it's not fun. The next bike I get that heavy is going to be a motorcycle. But yeah, I definitely am going to just pay attention to this spot because it's very consistent. I can walk away, walk back to the same general area, and it like and feel it. Yeah, it doesn't seem to move around. It's pretty. So yeah, it'll be fun and to keep an eye on that as I travel around and adventure. So yeah, it's going to start getting a little brisk, and I'm going to get myself back to my vehicle before it starts raining. So I hope you have found this somewhat entertaining, and I'll see you in the next one.